Hey everyone, it's Fun Around, and my name is Jordan. This video will be for Tuesday's big slate of games with the much anticipated Luka against his old team trade. Some anxiety there, and there's some sub storylines there where Klay Thompson said no, he didn't want to play with LeBron, then went over to the Mavericks. There's a lot of stuff going on with that game. There's going to be a lot of money pouring into that game. So just say be careful with going too crazy on it, because yes, there will be a lot of money on it, and things just tend to go the way for the sports books in Vegas whenever there's a ton of money on something. For me, for this slate, yesterday's slate, I did like a full breakdown, and I saw some people in the Discord, they did great just with some insight that I gave. It wasn't even picks that I was giving, and they were just listening, and they made slips based off of it. One guy, I'm going to shout you out. I'm not going to say your Discord name or anything, but he made $1,000 off of it. Just to clear things up, when you take information like that and you make $1,000, you don't have to thank me. You can thank yourself. You put in those bets, the same as if I say something and it misses, you put that bet in yourself. That is also your fault. So it goes both ways. So I have spent the past few hours just staring at lines. I did not have time for a full slate breakdown. If you enjoy that type of video, let me know, and I'll have to start a little bit earlier. So I do have just a couple of plays, and then I will take a look in the morning and put something in the pinned comment if I find something. You will see images that come up on the screen right here. That's from a data app called Outlier. There'll be a link in the description for a 7-day free trial from Outlier. And you also see images up here that's from Props Madness. I do not have any affiliate links with them. This prop that I found that I like is going to be Bradley Beal over 18.5 points at -110. He'll be going up against the Memphis Grizzlies, who play at their extremely fast pace. He does score a lot in transition. Always looking for players that score in transition when you're playing against the Grizzlies, because they like to rotate a lot of players in and out, and some of the talking heads or experts or whatever were talking about how it's kind of limiting Ja Morant with how many guys they're playing, and it's just they're just trying to play fast and keep guys fresh. So the players on the other side, with all those missed shots and stuff, they're getting out and running. They're, shooting threes. And Memphis has really struggled, there on the three-point line. They're struggling and giving up points in transition. So Bradley Beal has been his old self over the past 5 games, and this has been a long road trip, and this road trip is going to continue, but he has not slowed down one bit. This over the past month is actually giving up the most points to the shooting guard position, and then Props Madness has him labeled as a spot up, and you'll see on the heat map there, they're giving up bottom 3 for three-pointers made above the break. So not only is he going to get points in transition, but he's going to get the opportunities for the shots. He just needs to knock them down. There's a difference between teams giving up a lot and then guys just missing. So since the All-Star break, with guards who are on the wing, off-ball guards, 2 different teams that the Memphis Grizzlies have played against, every single one of them have gone over their points line. So even my guy Ty Jerome of the Cavaliers dropped 26 on them last game. Kind of in the same type of role off the bench though for Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal has moved back into the starting lineup, and I think the Suns are just going for broke. Since trade deadline's gone, and they're just going to play their guys and see what happens. So I do like Bradley Beal for points. If you guys could, please like the video, and if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. So this was on Fanduel, and it's just Luka Doncic for most points in that game. So his obvious threats are going to be Kyrie Irving on the other side, and then his own teammate LeBron. I feel like LeBron will kind of take a back seat here and let Luka have his moment, so I'm not too worried about LeBron. Kyrie could want to go toe for toe with him, but Luka's line is at 31.5 right now, which I feels pretty high. Clearly he can do it. There's a chance that Luka could, let's say get 30, and then Kyrie gets, 25 or 28 or something like that, and he still hits this prop. So I like this Luka for most points over his points line, just because so much money is going to be going in on that points line, and it just worries me. So much money going in on this game. Some other props I was looking at was Max Christie over 1.5 3-pointers made. The payout was pretty good. That was at even money. And then his scoring, he's been very consistent with scoring. That's already been bumped up though. So those are the plays that I have as of right now. It is super late, and I need to get to bed. I did start doing a whole slate breakdown, so I'll tell you guys just a little bit of my thoughts of the first couple of games. I did have Cavaliers Magic. Cavaliers are 6.5 points favorites. Magic do play the Cavaliers pretty tough. The Magic just been battling with injuries all year long. Right now they're out with Jalen Suggs, but they do have their two top guys there with Franz Wagner and Paulo Banchero. Darius Garland is questionable, and the Cavaliers, they play at the 10th fastest pace in the NBA, while the Magic play at a very slow pace, and the Magic do not give much up for points, rebounds, and assists, and they're playing at home. So I think this could be a game here if Darius Garland is out where the Cavaliers could start to, face some adversity just a little bit. They did face some in that last game versus Memphis with a really cold 3-point streak, like 13 misses in a row, and they still were leading. But the Magic are going to just kind of grind it out, take things slow, and it may not be a good one for some overs. And then I had Celtics, Raptors. They've blown each other out this year, which is kind of odd. Raptors were surprisingly tough on the perimeter when it comes to 3-point shooting. And then Drew Holiday is out for the Celtics. So the Celtics perimeter defense isn't going to be as great. So nothing really stuck out there. And then I was looking at Zion Williamson. The Pelicans have the same matchup against the San Antonio Spurs. And with Zion Williamson, whenever he went up against the Mavericks, who have like pretty much no one down low, he just scored at will. And whenever he went up against Keegan Murray, with the Kings, he scored at will, and like he was just did whatever he wanted. So he plays the Spurs, and Wembanyama's out, and Bismack Biyombo's there. Bismack Biyombo is a big guy, and he was able to give Zion some headaches, and he wasn't able to shoot his like 70%. He still came really close to his points line, and his points line is a little bit lower, but he was someone I was on the fence about. And then his rebounds, the Spurs gave up a lot of rebounds to the power forward position. He did really well there. So those are just some things I was pondering over. I'm going to get this edited. I do have a Discord. Link is in the description. That is free. And people will be talking about lines all day there. As far as a recap goes, I did have Yusuf Nurkic over rebounds plus assists. He ended up playing, Mark Williams minutes, and he crushed this line. I had Quentin Grimes for over 5.5 rebounds, which he had, completely dominated that line for 5 straight games. He got injured, and it was like a 40-point blowout when he got hurt. So I don't think he would have got it anyway because of the blowout. But he was on pace at halftime. It's just they just couldn't keep up, and that was against the Bulls. So a lot going on there in Philadelphia. And then the pin comment, I had Dyson Daniels over rebounds, assists. That was sweat-free. And then a very strange one with Nick Claxton. I had him for over 1.5 blocks. The read was he had 2+ blocks against the Wizards in every single game in his career, 11 out of 11. And he finished the game with 2 blocks. And for about an hour, he had 2 blocks, and then they took one away, and they changed it to a steal. So some people in the Discord actually cashed out, and they got the pay with the 2 blocks, and then people who held on ended up with 1 block. So not sure what happened there. Just weird how they'll change something an hour later. It's like maybe a phone call was made. Hey, we lost a lot of money on this. Can we it kind of looks like a steal instead of a block. Go ahead and switch it. The conspiracy theory. But anyway, I'm going to get this edited and get it out to you. It is extremely late. Hopefully this was somewhat informative for you. So God bless you. It's Final Round. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.